Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're sifting through your sources today on federal EV tax credits. The big question we're tackling is now really the right time to buy an electric vehicle? Or, should you maybe hold off?
Right.
Our mission is to give you clear, actionable insights, basically digging into the Inflation Reduction Act to help guide that decision.
Yeah, and navigating these incentives, well, it's definitely tricky. It's like a puzzle, really. We want to pinpoint the key benefits, but also, frankly, the biggest hurdles.
Okay.
So you can make a call that actually fits your specific situation.
Let's start with maybe the biggest consumer win from 2024, which is that point-of-sale rebate.
Yeah.
You can get up to $7,500 off immediately right there at the dealership. For new cars, even some used ones. Not just, waiting for tax season.
Yeah.
That's a huge shift.
It absolutely is. It's not just about getting the money sooner, though that's great. It's about accessibility. This instant discount makes EVs, well, frankly, more reachable for people who maybe couldn't afford to wait months for a tax credit. It kind of decouples the benefit from your actual tax bill.
Right, makes it a true discount up front.
Exactly. An instant saving for anyone who qualifies.
Okay, so that covers buying directly. But what if, the EV you've got your eye on, maybe a Hyundai Ioniq 5 or a Kia EV6, doesn't actually qualify for that purchase credit, often because it's assembled overseas? Are you just, out of luck then?
No, not necessarily. And this is where leasing comes into the picture. It's a really important workaround.
Leasing, okay. How does that work?
So the leasing company, the business, they can claim up to $7,500 through a different credit. It's a commercial one, IRC Section 45W.
For businesses.
Right. And the crucial part, it doesn't have those really strict battery sourcing or final assembly rules that the consumer credit has.
Interesting.
And usually that saving gets passed on to you in the form of lower lease payments. So it's a vital path for getting federal savings on models that otherwise wouldn't qualify if you bought them.
That's a really critical point. So leasing's an option. But if you are set on buying new, there are income limits to think about.
Yes, definitely.
So you can use your modified adjusted gross income from either this year or last year, whichever's lower.
Right.
Which adds some flexibility.
That's right. A helpful bit of flexibility there. But honestly, beyond income, the biggest hurdle right now for everyone involved is the battery sourcing.
Okay, tell us about that.
Well, starting in 2024 and getting stricter in 2025, these rules about foreign entities of concern, FEO, they severely limit where battery parts and the critical minerals inside them can come from.
The ESC, right.
And it's this tough, all-or-nothing kind of rule. If even one tiny component or a specific mineral trace comes from a restricted source, boom, the whole vehicle loses the credit.
Wow, all or nothing.
Yeah. It's why the eligibility lists keep changing and why automakers are scrambling to redo their supply chains. It's a massive undertaking.
Sounds like a real headache for the industry.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Home chargers. People installing an EV charger at home, there's a credit for that too, up to $1,000.
There is, yes. Up to $1,000. But, and this is a big but,
Yeah.
your home has to be located in a specific type of census tract, either designated low income or non-urban, basically rural.
So not just anywhere.
Exactly. It's very targeted. So most typical urban and suburban homes, they likely won't qualify for this federal charger credit. You really need to check the government maps for your specific address.
Okay, good to know. Check the maps. So if that federal credit is hard to get, where else can people look for savings to, stack things up?
Right. Stacking is key. Don't forget about state and local incentives. These often stack right on top of the federal credits.
Like state rebates.
Exactly. State rebates, local utility company programs sometimes offer discounts too. Think about Colorado, for instance. A $45,000 EV could potentially drop down to around $34,000 after you combine the federal and state credits.
Wow, that's significant savings.
It really adds up. It's worth doing the homework on what's available right where you live.
Okay, so let's circle back then. With all these moving parts, the point-of-sale rebate, the leasing loophole, the tricky battery rules, the targeted charger credit, stacking local incentives, buy now or wait. What's the takeaway?
Well, it really is a personal call, isn't it? There's no single right answer. Buying now means you lock in that immediate rebate and you know the car qualifies today. Waiting might mean more models become eligible as companies adjust their sourcing. But there's also a risk that cars eligible now could lose eligibility later as those battery rules tighten further.
So it could go either way.
Precisely. The whole landscape is designed to push the industry to change, so it's inherently dynamic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the advice is, check the official government sites, like fueleconomy.gov, for the latest lists of eligible vehicles. Really think about the specific car you want, your own income situation.
And definitely consider if leasing makes sense for you.
Yeah, explore that leasing path, because ultimately this isn't just about saving money today. It's about, how this whole industry is shifting, where cars are made, how we buy them.
That's right.
So maybe the question isn't just buy or wait, but more like, what kind of EV future are you actually ready to invest in right now? Makes you think.